Hello fellow engineers and welcome to Worldbox, the game that lets you put the world in a box. So a little bit about this game. Do you remember, I was about to say do you remember, but actually that was just me at school. Anyway, back when I was at secondary school, we had this little program installed on all the computers and it sort of simulated, like, I would say the world, not really the world. Anyway, it was basically like a predator-prey simulation thing, like really low pixel count. And you start off with a black screen and then you put like a green blob on and that's the grass. And then the grass spreads. And then you can put a blue blob in, and that will be your rabbits. They eat the grass, but then they also spread, and you sort of get it balanced. And then you add a red dot, and that's the fox, and they eat the rabbits. And anyway, probably not selling it. If I managed to find footage, you probably saw it on screen. It looked terrible. But anyway, this is the modern version of it. So if we zoom way in, you can see like all the world. It's got trees and stuff. If we head down to Australia, you can see, look, there's a rhino called Smooth Tip Ralim, apparently. But yeah, this game has all sorts of options. There's 4 different races you can have. So you got humans, you got elves, you got orcs, and you got dwarves. There's loads of different animals. This tab here is super fun, natural disasters. So we can choose to increase and decrease the global temperature. We can put down a bit of acid rain. And if you're really evil, you can even fertilize plants. And then finally, you've got this tab, destructive powers, where we can introduce a robot Santa. Of course. But today I wanted to try and simulate the Earth from day 1. If you look down here, world age, it's on year 2, month 2. So that is when the Earth was actually made. That's when humans first started. And we'll be running through the game up to year 2021. Oh no, it's 2022 now. Up to year 2022, and we'll see just how accurate this game really is. So we need to start by plonking down a load of people and a load of other things. So first off, we're going to grab a basic human with basic needs. And as everyone knows, humans started in England. So we're going to plop a load of them down in there. Hello, my English friends. Oh, some have invaded Wales already. So we're British, actually. I've decided we're British. We're having some Scottish in there as well, some Northern Islands. And as far as everything else, I'm pretty sure that was pretty much it. So we're going to hit play and we're going to see what happens. You can see, oh my goodness, we've already invaded Europe. The British are already conquering the rest of the world. What a surprise. Actually, they've entirely left their homeland. There's no British people anymore. We're European now. We're one with the EU. Oh, and look at that. If we zoom in to the Middle East, you can see they're already exploiting the resources. They're chopping down trees. It's horrible to see, but that is just how the world works, unfortunately. Right, so it's year 6, and you can see the world has split into 8 different nations. We've got the EU, we've got Africa 2, we have OFC, Asia, Russia, Scandinavia, and up north. You can see each of these numbers here, that's how many people are part of each nation. We can also, if we click on here, we can click on each of these, and you can see their relations with each other. They're all green. The world is at peace. The world is a lovely place. If we zoom in, you can see the EU, they've sort of spread out. They've got lots of little villages going on, little huts. They're chopping down trees, collecting berries. Things are looking fairly good for them. Right, so year 16, and the god of the world, who just happens to be me, remembered that if we want to survive for 2,000 years, we probably need to turn off hunger. So in the world laws, after I got distracted by clicking all of these little things, I don't know why the game asks you to do this, but it's quite satisfying. Get rid of all of those. I've just turned off dying from old age, but everything else is on default. So there's diplomacy, there's rebellions, animals grow, grass grows. It's all good. It's all good. Right, so you can see now it's year 41, nearly year 42. I'm just having a little look around the world. Africa 2 is growing like anything. There's so many people living there already. They have really expanded well. They're about to meet borders with Africa, the original. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Will they merge into a single Africa? Who knows? Meanwhile, the EU is pretty big. 47 people there. However, looking in this view, you'll see the EU and Africa, they're the same color. That means they have combined. I think EU with the star, that means they have taken over Africa. And if we look here, up north and Scandinavia are fighting viciously. And there are people running about all over the place. Look, this guy. Who's that? Other 6 years old. They've just got their first kill, which we witnessed. But it looks like Scandinavia have held off. They're no longer fighting. Thanks to Upvv and the crew. Although, look, who's this dude? Iggy back. He's only 16 and he's got 2 kills. And it does seem to have affected his mental health. He doesn't look the most stable with that face. But, oh no, he is fighting Ukabov. Oh, he's just killed her. He's just killed the star of Scandinavia. I'm not too sure how I feel about that, although I'm going to let them carry on with what they're doing. I don't want to get too involved yet, so I like to think the game knows what it's doing. It's trying to repeat history. It's the year 47, which means if we just come into here and we fast forward to the year 50, everyone knows the year 50 was the year that Santa was actually born. So if we head up to here, Santa lives in Greenland, I believe. So we head into our Destruction Powers tab, we grab Robot Santa, and we literally plonk him. What is that? Oh, he does fly. Oh, God. What is he doing? He's dropping bombs. Oh, dear. This isn't the Santa that I remember, but he is bombing up north. And a bit of Russia. They're not going to like that, the old Russians. Anyway, then he disappears off the edge of the map and off the edge of the screen to deliver presents to kids in other worlds, I guess. Meanwhile, it looks like Scandinavians, they have changed their name to the Romans. And now I've clicked this, the kings and leaders thing, we can see there's an icon there. So if we zoom in, this down here, under this tree, that is the king of Rome. And his name is Biggest Dickus. And the king Biggest Dickus is heading off that direction. Why is that? Oh goodness, it's because the up north northerners, they are invading in a big way. Now I might have to intervene here because as we know, the Romans did sort of rule the world for a lot of this period. So I'm going to do what a good god does, and I'm going to go into my Destruction Powers tab, and I'm going to select the heat ray. Hold to heat up the pixels, hold longer to melt them. So, I'm sorry, Mr. Army. But I can do that. Oh no, I've just killed the Romans. That was the Romans. Oh, whoops. Right, that is the trouble with being a god. You need to check your work. Make sure you've got a peer to check it over. Because mistakes can happen when you're thinking on your feet like that. Although, what year is it? What year? It's year 57. Although, thinking about it, look, the Romans are now the same color as up north. And I think what the Northerners might do, they might actually like the name Romans compared to up north. It's got a better ring to it. So I think they're actually gonna, though they've now conquered the Romans, thanks to my help, I feel like they are going to take on the name change. All right, so there we go. The Romans 2.0, they are now known as. And their king, who is up here, King Biggest Dickus.
No, don't like that.
Okay, all good, all good. I'm very sorry about that. Oh, I do feel dreadful. I tell you what, actually, can I fix that? Can I put a little bit of rain on it? There we go, it's raining. Put that horrible lava out. There you go, it never happened. In fact, I'm going to do a bit of topiary. I'm going to plant some grass on there. I don't think I can plant grass on rocks. Sod it. I'm just going to make it all gold. There you go, a gift from the gods. Loads of gold. So if you look here, Britain is now repopulated again. And we've got our first boat, the Dart Tin. And another one up here. What's this one called? Pom Tin. So back then, the word tin was used for boat, hence all those names. So I wonder, will the EU go and discover America? What year is it? It's only year 64. That's probably happening a little bit too soon, guys. I feel like I should probably prep America, because as we know, there were natives over there before the Europeans invaded. Although speaking of which, look, I think the EU, they're going to go attack the Romans. They want that gold. They want the gift. Oh god, look, it's all kicking off. It is all kicking off in there. There's flaming torches. There's a guy drowning in a puddle. Oh dear, and all the houses have turned blue. The original Romans now belong to the EU. Interesting. I wonder how Romans 2.0 are going to take that. Biggest Dickus, where are you? There he is, right. He is fighting in a bush. Just what you'd expect of the Biggest Dickus. And I think, he's down. The Romans are no more. The Romans are now the EU. And look, they are loving that gold. They're having a right party in there. Although it seems the Russians have got wind of this and they've decided to attack as well. They are currently in the Romans 2.0 headquarters. Although, are they at war? Let's go into our relations tab. No, Russia and the EU are at peace. In fact, everyone is at peace. Nice. That is good to see. That is very good to see. Alright, so what are the natives of America? What do they look like? They are crabs. Like this crab is called Crabbo. Yep, so crab people, were the natives of America. You heard it here first. Yeah, I'm very intrigued because there's a proper little stronghold community here. I'm not sure if they're Spanish or Portuguese. They sort of look French, actually. But is that the first boat? Oh, they're doing fishing. They're just fishing. I don't think they're quite at the stage where they're ready to travel that far yet in search of a new land. After all, their king or queen, Obipula, she is a queen. I think she's a fairer queen than the original British one in the real history, because we all know that's why America was formed. Because Brits, they had enough. Like, sod this, we're not going back there. We're going to create a new land. Meanwhile, in this world, I feel like the crab people, we could do with a few more of them. And clicking myself isn't really my style. It's not really the engineering thing to do. It's more of an architecty thing to do. So we are going to run this bad boy, the OP Auto Clicker 3.0. We want to repeat probably 500 times. 500 crab peoples. Does that sound good? So we'll press F6, and there they go. There go the mighty crab people. Okay, that took way longer than expected. But we're done now. We can close the auto clicker. And now when we hit play, look at all the crabs go. Oh, that is a nice pattern. There they are. 500 crab people native to America. Oh god, there's so many. Right, so when any of you guys decide to sail over there, you're going to have a nice little treat, I think. Oh, they all like buried themselves in the land. We've got all these little eye ones. I can't seem to click on those. Man, I'm loving the names of the crabs as well. We've got crab, we've got crobbo, we've got cabo, we've got cob. We've got Crobe. Love it. All the crab people. Nice. Okay. One other thing I need to add over here. We know around this area here, I think that is like Nova Scotia. I'd love to add our own little Oak Island with buried treasure. Although, word on the street, it was these guys that put it there. But we got some free play. We can do what we want in here. So we're going to actually build some plain soil. Can I make it smaller? There we go. Right. So we're going to paint a little island. That is Oak Island. Or perhaps it was 2 islands, wasn't it? Before they built the swamp. Yes, I am addicted to that program. Let me know in the comments if you also happen to watch it as well. I'm still waiting for something good to happen, but it never does. Still, we're only 14 series in. Anyway, we're putting shallow water in there, because that's where the Illuminati Lake is. Then I'm going to put loads and loads of gold there. And finally, because it's called Oak Island, we've got to make it green, and we've got to plant some oak trees. All right, there we go. Although, I've had wind, the crab people... They also like gold. They're trying to cross the ocean and get to Oak Island. Or perhaps just going for a little swim, just dipping their toes. A little wade in the sea. Anyway, let's get back to over here, Europe. Seems to be going all right. I'm going to fast forward using the sonic speed in the debug tools. And let's get a few years on us. We're on year 90 at the moment. Oi, oi, look out, what's happening here? Year 94, there's a massive war going on. I think the EU people have decided to invade Africa, or at least South Africa. They are coming down in a big way. I'm quite worried about what's going to happen here. What are they doing? They're just like stood around doing nothing. I think it's because Africa 2, they've already buggered off up here. So they've gone to invade Oil FC, I think. And yeah, look, they've just realized now. They're like, oh, bollocks. We just missed them. Let's head up this way. And they've got bored and headed home. Okay, anyway, more fast forwarding. I'm noticing a lot of movement down in Australia. Look at all the rhinos. I haven't even put them there. They've literally done that themselves. Ooh. We've got ship movement. They're just sort of sailing around. They haven't bothered to discover that yet. Oh, but check it out. The Romans, which are now Europeans, they've started building roads. The old Roman roads. You can see they're definitely Roman roads, not a curve in sight. The Europeans who have now conquered Oil FC in Asia, they're now attacking Africa. And yes, Africa too has now become them. So they have literally taken over the current world. Interesting. There's only Russia left. If we look at the relations, oh dear, they have just declared war on each other. That is not good. It seems like the Russian king is trying to escape down here. He's on like the tiniest little islands. He can barely walk across there. There's not even a gap. You can't make it across, mate. I tell you what, as a nice god that I am, I'm going to build him a bridge. There you go, there's a bridge. There's another one. Perhaps there'll be a bridge all the way to Australia, although Australia's nearly getting invaded by the Europeans anyway. Yep, and just like that, Russia has been taken over by the EU. They now control everything. Was that their plan all along? Meanwhile, crab people have actually invaded Oak Island. Were they the depositors all along? I don't know. That would be a hell of a twist in the story, though. Season 25 will probably find that one out. And nothing happened much for the next 700 or so years, but in the year 746, you can see Russia decided to get back into it. They had developed the mighty windmill, and a rebellion was underway. Now, also, it was around this time, if we head back over to the natives of America, the crab people, they had all but disappeared. There was still the odd crab floating about in Mexico, but not a lot else going on there. Now, with this rebellion underway, it marked a time where peace was over. As we know, empires must always fall, and the entire world would be covered in spite because I made it. So by clicking and dragging and increasing my brush size to that, look at all these people being covered in spite. So the entire world was now angry. And not only that, I gave them inspiration so I could make villages its own kingdom. Like that one, and that one, and that one. Yep, the world was back at war, and not only that, there would also be a common enemy about to reign. For Antarctica was now covered in snowmen and the cold ones, and a load of other wintry things. Oh, that one went in the sea. I think they actually die in the middle. Is that what's happening? Yeah, I think it's so cold that they're dying. Interesting. And it looks like they're not very good at swimming either. Sorry, mate. But the worst thing was the cold was spreading north, so it'd start at the tip of South Africa, and an ice bridge would be formed out of nowhere. You see, for this was the birth of engineering. Yes, engineers actually started in Antarctica. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? It looks like the South Africans, they've welcomed a bit of ice. They started building along the bridge. But the engineers who have built their first bridge, I imagine they won't be too pleased about that. We will have to see what happens. Meanwhile, the Australian rhino, they were also joined by bandits who decimated the land. Oh god, they are literally blowing up all the rhinos. Although the bandits are on fire. What? Can rhinos breathe fire in this world? I hope so. Oh no, some have tried to escape in the sea. I tell you what, a battle. The rhino are fighting for their lives. Although that one's just been blown up. He's now on fire. He's now dead. There are a few more left down here, though. And somehow a crab person has escaped America and come to Australia. Now, there's 2 bandits left. This rhino is going all out rage. He's got one of them. Go on, son. Go on. Boosh. Go on, one more hit. One more hit. Yes, he got him. So the Australian bandits did not last long. Fair play, rhinos. Meanwhile, the cold engineers had finally made it up to the buildings, put on their bridge. Obviously, when these buildings were made, there was no calculations done to see if the bridge could withstand it. So the engineers are doing the only rational thing, which is destroy the additional load. Gotta make that bridge safe. However, they then got a little bit carried away, in which they sort of continued freezing everything in their path, working their way north. So we'll let that fast forward a little bit. Africa is now very cold. Yeah, but I imagine once they get to the equator, they'll be stopped in their tracks. Yeah, there you go. As expected. As expected. I believe this period of time was actually called the Ice Age, in case you were wondering. Meanwhile, heading back into Europe, you can see the EU, they've actually recognized my dominance as God. Of course, I'm just this little finger that points. They have built a statue in my honor. Perhaps they're trying to get on my good side so I don't decimate them again. Or perhaps they're just saying thank you for all the gold I gave them. Oh, would you look at this? They've discovered South America. The USSA has been formed. The United States of South America. Cool. Oh, and they are destroying the natural wildlife. Was that a fox they just annihilated? I mean, they literally have no hunger needs, so I don't really understand why they'd do that. All right, so we've just come up to 1066, and it does look like Britain was invaded. Very briefly, they sort of ran away again. It looks like the South Africans completely destroyed the old wizards. And there's a few down there in a little stronghold. But yeah, they've fully taken over the bridge. They built a road on it. South Africa, birthplace of engineering. Oh, and if you look, North America has now been discovered, but it's already got a corporate branded name of WeGotHereFirst.com. What year is it? 1160-ish. Now, I am a little bit worried. If you look at this, the Romans are now part of the EU. The EU are just taking over everyone. Yeah, look, they're battling. So they're overthrowing Asia. And Asia is now a part of the EU. You literally cannot break up the EU. Everyone's tried. There's only the Romans 2.0 and Russia that are able to do it. However, the Russians have been developing something very sneaky. For you see, hidden beneath this seemingly innocent windmill is a barrage of nuclear bombs. Oh my goodness. Okay, I didn't think that would do that much damage. What? Oh no, I have destroyed everyone. Wow, I'm sorry, Europe, but I had no idea the Russians would do that. Oh, they're still launching them. Oh, no. Right, they have wiped nearly everyone off the map. The African bridge is just covered in nuclear bombs. Oh, look, it's not ice anymore. That was clever. So now we're left to just the Romans 2.0, Russia, and then across the Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic, depending what way around you're looking, are the United States of South America and WeGotHereFirst.com. Now, there are still some boats floating around, though. I don't really know who they belong to. Oh, look, they are WeGotHereFirst.com's boats. Thinking about colonizing Europe. Well, if you zoom in, there are actually some people about. You can see they are European, but their home is just question mark. They don't know what they're doing, but they did survive a nuclear apocalypse. I guess semi-apocalypse. However, little did they know the radiation would create zombies, and the zombies would infect the living that survived the nuclear blast, creating more zombies. And then it wasn't long before there was a zombie plague, and the Russians, they started to notice. They started to send troops in to try and fend them back. It was no good. Soon they were outnumbered, and the final leader backed into a corner. He tried to defend himself, he really did. But eventually it was too much. Oh my god, the zombies are on fire. What is going on? They're spreading fire throughout the village as well. Oh dear. The wasteland is just zombies now. Oh, and look at this. Look, up here, this was where there were ruins. It's been reclaimed as Doggo. That could be Paddy's little area. I'm a bit worried about how many zombies are close to them, but you can see the Russian numbers are slowly falling. If we zoom in, you can see why. The zombies are just spreading everywhere. And unfortunately, Russia, you got no one but to blame but yourselves. Oh, look, loads of zombies are on fire again. Oh, no. The zombies took over Doggo. Paddy, no. Oh, poor Paddy. Man, there are literally zombies everywhere. Romans 2.0, they're down to 10 people. There's one of them. He's now a zombie. Apparently, Russia's 360-ish people. Where are they all? I feel like everyone is a zombie. Where are these 300 people hiding? Or are they on boats? Passengers, 0. I don't know. Or are the zombies Russian? Perhaps the zombies are Russian. Who knows? All I do know is North and South America are doing all right. They are regrowing. They are rebuilding. They haven't noticed Oak Island yet. Look at the old crab person hiding there. Actually, speak of the devil. How are the crab people doing? Where are they all? There's one. There's one. There's like no crab people. They've already destroyed the natives. That is absolutely horrible. Anyway, I think we'll let this run for another 750 years. Get up to the new millennium, the year 2000, and we'll see how we get on. Right, I'm interrupting just before the year 1600 because Russia has 2 people remaining. Where are they? Where are they? Oh, look, there's someone in that lighthouse. I think they're in the lighthouse. They're shooting out the lighthouse tower. Is it a lighthouse or is it a building based on the strongest shape? It would make sense why that is the last building remaining. The last one that houses survivors. But yeah, the whole of Europe is just zombie plague. Like, look how many there are. All caused by the nuclear bombs. Australia's still doing all right. Although the rhino have now been joined by, what are they? A beefy Taurus. Nice. Fair play, Australia. Oh yeah, look, there's another one here. There's another strongest shape defending itself. There's 2 people. Yeah, so it's just those 2 buildings left. Meanwhile, WeGotHereFirst.com and the USSA, they're literally just stuck at 33 and 30 population. They're not reproducing. Well, I guess they are reproducing, but only at the exact same rate that people are dying, which is quite unusual. Been like 500 years and there's still just 33 people. As soon as someone dies, it's like, right, who's doing it? Who's going to replace that death? Quite an interesting way of running a society, I guess. Right, are there people still in? Yes, they're still in there. They're still shooting arrows out. But what I don't get, these boats. There's no one on the boat. That this boat is 1200 years old. There's no one on it, but it's still fishing somehow. You can see all these boats like flying around. They're literally ghost ships, like no one's on them. Maybe they're automated. They must be automated. Anyway, let's carry on. Sonic speed. Right, so we've made it to the year 2022, and the world looks a little bit different, but there are quite a lot of similarities, unfortunately. There's only 3 populated areas. WeGotHereFirst.com, the United States, South America, and Russia, which has 1 person in it. The rest of the world is taken over by some sort of disease. Again, a little bit similar to how we are now. And the other similarity, the strongest shape is proving to be the best shape, as this is where the lone Russian resides. But yes, that was Worldbox, and that was the history of mankind. May we please know there was no World Wars, there was no World War One, no World War Two, but that's because the Russians invented the nuclear bomb about 100 years too early and ruined everything. But let's leave this on peace, love, and bridges. Bye, guys.